And away we go. UCI and USC. Immediately they look for Heno. Right back to him, but blocked by the Trojans, and USC gets the scoring started.
Lear Heno coming off a 24-kill night. He's the hand that you're wanting to hit. I said it with Nolan Flexen, but it was really those two that have done so much for this team. And, you know, you see him going at him immediately, trying to get his hand involved.
On the other side, it's Flexen. And this one goes to UCI. So already 3 attacks from the Anteaters, and they have gone to Flexen and Heno.
Yeah, that'll be what you see pretty much the entire night. You know, they're not necessarily the deepest. They have their big guys at the front, and they're going to stay on pretty much this entire match.
As the serve goes out from Micah Goss, and USC reclaims the early advantage. Well, that's something that David Nitfin was talking to us about pregame, is the fact that they are really talented in that first group, but not a ton of depth behind it, as they say a lift on Dylan Klein, and so UC Irvine able to tie it at 2.
Yeah, you know, you were talking about how that front group is so talented. It's not to say that the back group isn't talented. It's just that this starting squad is so good for this team, and they really can compete with anybody, which is why they're ranked number 2.
And number 2 in the land, still undefeated after they pulled out that tight victory over the Trojans earlier in the week. And just unplayable for Jack Duker. And UCI has its first lead of the opening set.
Good save from Johnny Dykstra there. He had 15 digs last game. I mean, as a freshman, it's really interesting to see how he's adapted to this college landscape, and I think he's done a very good job so far.
Blanchette the feed, the kill for Duker, and USC ties it at 3.
Yeah, he had 16 kills last game, hit at 375. You know, that's a pretty good number in my opinion, and I would be very happy if I was him to do that again tonight.
Yeah, the Trojans would certainly like to see that. That was a big serve from Klein. UCI on the attack. One-handed attempted set from Blanchette. And that time, over the net called on Nolan Flexen, and USC in this seesaw first set and reclaims the lead.
Back and forth. It's going to be like that the entire night. These two teams aren't going to give a single inch the entire time. They're going to go back and forth.
I talked plenty already about that previous meeting as Klein, the rifle serve, Flexen off the block. Second try, pancake dig, and then they say it hit the floor. Ties us at 4, but USC, as Jeff Nygaard picks up the challenge card, and he might challenge, but USC in that meeting earlier in the week had 8 match points in that 5th set. And Jeff Nygaard does choose to challenge.
I really like that challenge. I mean, we're going to have to see the replay on this, but it was a very good challenge. Sterling fully came out, and he was putting his fingers in a box motion, saying that you should definitely go for it. And, you know, Coach Nygaard, he trusts his players, and that's really what he's going to do, is if they think they got it, they're going to go for it.
Now you see the challenge card right there. And we take a look at the replay. Let's see if we can get a better look at this. Oh, he might have that.
I think he certainly
Sterling
might.
Foley, the freshman, using all 6'6", and then some more on that wingspan. Sid Church is our lead referee, and Matthew Laveau is our second referee, but it's currently Church over taking a look as we take another look. Our fantastic crew setting it up. It certainly feels like he gets there. What are your thoughts, Andrew?
Yeah, I think he might. I mean, we're going to have to see what the final ruling is. It looks like he does, as we are going to get our official word here.
And let's see what they say. Sid Church with his ruling. And they confirm the initial call, so it did hit the floor.
Yeah, USC players aren't necessarily the most happy with that. Everyone kind of puts their hands to their head, but, I mean, it's not really up to them. Foley certainly thought he got it, and numerous other people also did. Dykstra also, he was in that initial pile that was going for that pancake. He thought he got it, but to no avail.
As Blanchette serves Duker, and Duker with a second kill in this first set. Well, as a coach who likes to trust his players with using his challenge, all you ask is that they're honest, right? You don't ask them, don't embellish, don't lie. If you felt it, tell me, and he'll challenge. And so you imagine USC felt confident. They did have it, but just not enough. To return off the block, Flexen picks up the kill in response, and we're all tied at 5.
Yeah, Flexen getting up to 3 kills already on 5 attempts. They've been feeding him. It's really him and Ilir Heno, 4 kills for him, that have had the opportunities so far. 8 of their 9 have gone that direction.
UCI has had 9 attacks to the Trojans' 5, as USC was unable to get it across. And UCI back in front. Attack error by Tompkinson. That's what they credit, but it really wasn't much of an attack as a service ace. And it's from Grigorov. And the Anteaters with 3 straight.
That was his 19th ace of the year, and you can see why. You'll see this one come over at missile pace. It's so hard to receive these.
Really nice dig by Klein. Then he gets the kill.
Speaking of things that are hard to get, there's Dylan Klein jumping up there from Loyola High School. I mean, he really is crazy, isn't he? Hitting at 418 this year. He really is something to watch.
One of the best players in the MPSF, will be crucial for the Trojans if they want to have the success that is possible this season. Reason he was your player to watch. Coming into the day, as Jack Duker, another kill, and we are all tied. Check that, USC down 2, 8-6.
Feels like we should be tied. It's, I mean, back and forth all over the place. Really, no team has, I mean, other than service errors, which that's the first for USC, and then on the other side, UCI has one as well. So those are really, I'm surprised that we've seen those at all, to be honest. These two teams are so good with keeping the ball in play and making sure that they get it over. That really is the priority, to play some volleyball. Don't hurt yourself in these small areas.
As USC just has to send it over on the attack. It's Flexen. What a save by the Trojans. But another look, and that time Flexen picks up the kill.
Yeah, you're able to see the replay here. I mean, it's those second chance points. USC had to send a free ball across. That's really going to hurt, especially against a team like UCI. I mean, they're hitting at 333 on the year, so you can't really give them multiple opportunities to finish it.
Klein with a big answer. Trojans needed that one.
It's his first kill on the night. We'll see how that affects him going forward. I mean, obviously he's going to get into a high number at some point because he's just that player. Even when it's not his day, he's going to find the way to put up numbers. But just getting one is certainly crucial, especially since we're on our 18-20 here.
Wow, straight to the floor into the middle of the campfire from Micah Goss. And USC's down by 4.
Yeah, career high in kills last game. He hit double digits for the first time, 10 kills. He had 3 blocks as well. The middle blocker certainly did well last game against USC.
One of those freshmen that UC Irvine and David Niffen trust a lot. It's a team that has a strong balance between the younger players, the older players, as another kill for Dylan Klein.
Yeah, he's going to start rolling here. I mean, he's one of those people, I mean, you see him jump. He, like, double jumps. It's really crazy how high he gets. Yeah, he's 6'6", but he gets way up there and goes straight down.
Quickly catching the Trojans off guard is Joe Carlos.
Only averaging 0.21 kills per set, but it's the plays like that. It's when he has a lower number of kills. Those are certainly not ready. The Trojans aren't ready for those sort of plays, and, you know, he certainly caught him off guard.
One of the best passers in the Big West Conference, Blanchette. And he answers right back. Back-to-back setter kills in this first set.
Yeah, Caleb Blanchette, I mean, as he's going back to serve, you see a little bit of a smile on his face. He knows he kind of got UCI sleeping there. Both setters trying to make an impact in this game, not just with assists.
Off the block. And that time it's Ilir Heno. Just the first kill for the senior from France. Leads the country in points per set. Off the block for Duker. And he picks up kill number 5 in this first set.
I mean, 16 kills last game. He's already at 5 now. We're expecting this one to be a long one here at the Galen Center. He could have a pretty huge night.
I mean, certainly if this one goes 5 as a service error by Klein, this one goes 5, he is certainly on track to have a better day than he did on Wednesday, and that was already a really solid match for him. Hano, the southpaw. It's Duker again. 6 kills in the first set.
6 kills in the first set. How many attacks do you think? 6, of course. He's hitting 100% right now. Just feed the hot hand if you're USC. You have Dylan Klein as well, but just keep feeding him.
As it is Guinness with the serve that time. The Trojans with a nice block. Free ball coming their way. Blanchette. Duker again. Still perfect.
See, that's what I was talking about before the game. Moving quickly from dig to trans, trying to get to that other side quickly, and it really just was a great play from Duker to get out there and get ready for that ball.
Guinness to serve again. Trojans down just 2. Off the block. They send it back. It was flexing on the attack. The Trojans with the roof. 3 straight for USC in this first set, and down just 1.
Trojans are the top in the country in blocks per set, and I mean, you see why. They just move so quickly across from one side of the net to the other.
Flexing, cross court. Tough one for Duker. Tried to joust at the top. And painting the line. And UC Irvine is the first of 15, 2-point anteater lead here in the first set. We'll be right back on Big Ten Plus.
At the University of Southern California, we like to think big. We live for big moments, big goals, big inventions, big research. We embrace big stages. We relish big screens. We love riding big waves. We know our way around big games, too, thanks to big names whose big journeys began with us. Now we're ready for the latest big chapter of our story, the Trojans in the Big Ten. Yep, we're thinking the same thing you are. It's going to be big.
Welcome back to Galen Center, 15-13. The USC deficit. UC Irvine in front by 2. But, Andrew, it has been a back and forth first set.
Yeah, you know, it really has been. USC had a 3-point scoring run very late there, but UCI got the 15th point at the end to shut down that run, which really is huge. You can't let USC get right back into that game. If they had tied it up there, things could have, a huge momentum shift really would have been on USC, and just getting that point going into the media timeout was absolutely massive for them.
Yeah, the Trojans looking to rally back. They've trailed most of this first set, but never by more than 4. And down just 2. Blanchette. Duker. Again.
I mean, what more is there really to say about how he's playing right now? He is just on fire, and USC's kind of noticing that. They just keep feeding him. The bench is getting hyped up for him. And, you know, when you're in that flow state, nothing can really go wrong for him right now.
8 kills in the opening set, and off the block. So UC Irvine able to pick up the kill. Kira Akau with the kill, and UC Irvine back up 2. Blanchette. Off the block it goes. And then a rocket to the floor. Kiriakou, and a timeout for USC.
And in Kiriakou, I mean, what a play from him. 10 kills, 8 digs. We're going to be able to see this one more time, which is absolutely perfect. I mean, he rises way up there for someone that's 6'2". He gets a lot of power coming down on that one. Last game, career best in kills and digs. He's coming off hot in that game.
Split the block, found the floor, and UC Irvine with the 3-point lead in the first set. And the Trojans looking for a response. I mean, for USC, the answer has been go to Jack Duker, let him do the rest.
Yeah.
9 attacks, 8 kills, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane. As a team, they're hitting 44%, and obviously that's a lot from him. But on the other side, UCI hitting 429 right now. 429 hitting, that's been huge really for UCI. It's really what's gotten them going, just hitting that high. They just keep going over and over.
Take a look at our Student U crew. Fantastic work that they all do. Obviously, you hear us talking all game, me and Andrew, but it is everyone behind the scenes, Andrew, who really makes it all possible, helping get our broadcast up and running. Numerous people behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a cool program, being able to get us college students involved. I mean, what more could you want going to a school like this at USC?
Just the ability to get great experience, but also to put a great production together as USC right out of the timeout answers back.
I mean, that's exactly why you do want to call a timeout there if you're Jeff Nygaard. It's slowing things down. I mean, that's obviously a huge kill from Kiriakou before that timeout. You say, hey, we're okay. Just because we're down 3, it doesn't mean anything.
Trojans trying to trim the deficit back to 1, but Heno has other ideas. The Frenchman puts UCI back up 3.
Yeah, second kill of the day on 5 attempts, and he has an error, so he's hitting at 200 right now. But, I mean, those attempts are just going to skyrocket as we're getting farther and farther into this match.
And we have seen the 2 for UCI, their 2 senior leaders, Heno and Flexen, take over. Here's Heno again, this time just lobs it off the block. Heno able with the soft touch to pick up the kill.
Yeah, it's tough if you're USC. I mean, you send it the other way 2 times as we're able to see a replay, and this was that 3rd attempt. I mean, Blanchette gets up there. He tries to get another block, but you can only stop him so many times, and good teams are going to finish the block.
Just found room between Blanchette and the net. UCI trying to get to 20. It's Klein. Able to get it over. Nice save by UCI, and then straight down the middle. Kiriakou with the big time kill.
I talked about for USC it's important dig to trans, but I mean if you're UCI you can do it too, and you saw it so perfectly done there. I mean USC was just totally off guard on that. They were still on one blocking pattern on that left side, and it was just totally uncontested.
Trojans really need an answer here in this first set. From the back row, Duker can't find it. And a timeout coming for USC.
It's another good timeout, I'd say. I mean, you don't want to be in a scenario when you're down 6 points, but you got to calm everything down. You got to say that just we know our game, and we played well against these guys last time, so we can get back into this. We know it's going to be a long match today, so don't worry.
So we take a look at the program history for the Anteaters. See their bench, founded in the 92-93 season, 4-time champions. Last one coming 12 years ago. They won 4 in pretty quick succession, but the Trojans and UCI, both teams trying to get back to the top of the sport.
Yeah, UCI, I mean, they were really hot in that middle 2007, that kind of era, and they're really coming back right now. They've been playing really well lately, and now's the time to go if you're UCI. You're looking for that national championship. I mean, that's everyone's goal. It really is. But if you're them, you truly have your eyes on it, knowing that it is a very good possibility that you can fight for it.
And you've got 2 seniors, and Heno and Flexen, and you can rely on.
And you have 11 freshmen, so I mean you're gonna start getting this program evolved more and more. And these next 4 years for the program are very, very bright. I would pay attention to UC Irvine if you are a very heavy volleyball fan.
Yeah, it is a fun time for both of these programs going forward. A lot of young talent on either side. As a service error, it's what USC needed coming out of the break.
Yeah, that squashes momentum if you are the Anteaters. Service errors never are a good thing, but especially when you're on a run and you have a chance to close it out in pretty solid fashion, you never want to make a small mistake like that.
Tompkinson with the serve. Able to save. Free ball sent over. And quickly, right down the middle.
I mean, what a set from Joe Carlos. He knows that if he lets this one go up, it can be blocked by USC. So he keeps this set low and quick, and, I mean, just a great play to finish that kill.
A 6'6" freshman, Micah Goss, able to pick up the kill. And now he's back to serve. And sends it into the net.
Another service error. That's going to be number 3 for UCI already. In these top matchups, you don't want to give away the free points. We're going to keep saying it every single time it happens because it really just is true. It's free points.
It's high risk, high reward. As a kill from Grigorev puts UCI 2 points away from taking the opening set.
Grigorev had 4 kills last game, but get ready for this. Hold on if you're at home. 12 blocks. He had 12 blocks. He really was crazy last game at the net.
One of the best performances as off the block, Dylan Klein puts USC back down 5.
Third kill of the night from him. He's been targeted 7 times so far, so not necessarily the best percentage, but he's back to serve, and he really lets this thing fly.
Rightful serve. Trojans need a run here, but it is just too much early from Nolan Flexen. And UC Irvine has set point number 1 here in this first set.
Yeah, 6 kills from Flexen. I mean, he's the reason that this team is up by 6 right now and about to finish off.
and 0. An ace to win set number 1. And it's UC Irvine in front 1-0. 25-18, they take the opening set.
I mean, how are the Trojans going to respond after that? They lost on Wednesday, and then they get beaten pretty decent fashion during this first set. It's really all up to them as a team. How do they want to respond? What do they want to do?
Well, we will be back for set number 2. Let's see how the Trojans can respond when we come back on Big Ten Plus. Welcome back to Galen Center. So we're getting you set for set number 2. UC Irvine with the 1-set lead. And let's take a look at our first set highlights.
Yeah, UCI really came out very strong. They hit for 500 during that first set, and it was Nolan Flexen. I mean, it was my player to watch during this entire game. He's been playing so well. And on the other side, USC, you have Jack Duker. He's been the hot hand. You have Dylan Klein, obviously, but UCI has really just been strong.
Yeah, how about Jack Duker? 8 kills in that first set on 10 total attacks. So you take a look at that big-time kill coming right down the middle from Micah Goss. And Dylan Klein had 3 kills as well. It was a back-and-forth set. But ultimately, UC Irvine was able to pull away at the end and really take control late in that first.
Yeah, they had 6 more attacks than USC did, but isn't necessarily a huge amount. But when you look at the score, 25-18, that definitely adds up, and that's the reason I think that they're up 7 is they've just gotten more opportunities. They've gotten those second chance point opportunities, and they've really finished them. If they've ever gotten a second chance, they've really just won the point.
So Andrew, how does USC respond in this second set? Where are you looking for improvement from the Trojans if they want to even this thing up?
I think you share the ball to everyone. It's nice. You want to find Jack Duker almost every single time because he's on fire right now. But at this point, UCI knows he's hot. So they're going to be favoring that side of the court. Switch things up. See if you can get maybe another Caleb Blanchette point, the setter point, to see if you can keep him honest, or just feed the other side to Dylan Klein or any of the other players that really have been strong.
Trojans took set 2 earlier this week. On Wednesday, went 28-26. What do we have in store in this second set? As UC Irvine to get the serve.
Yeah, that second set on Wednesday, they tied 19 straight times during it, so it was back and forth. Oh, we start off with an ace.
Kiriakou with the big-time ace to get things started for UC Irvine.
That's his second ace so far this season, and doesn't really come at a better time after a huge first set. Coming out strong and getting an ace, that's got to hurt if you're USC.
I'll get another chance at it. This time tries to spin it over, and another service error on the Anteaters. Evens us at 1. allows Caleb Blanchette to get the serve for the Trojans. An early enrollee last year for USC. Could have been a senior in high school and was their starting setter. As off the block, it heads all the way back out. And Jack Duker with another kill.
That one was close. All of USC kind of just turned and watched, as you're able to see. Hits off of the hand of Goss, and everyone turns and watches to see if it'll fall.
Here's UCI on the attack, and a pass with a little too much on it. And it never gave Heno a chance.
I think they were also trying to see if Sterling Foley was going to try to jump up and hit that one off of, try to find hands and see if he was going to go over the top.
Try and go off the block, but just a pass with too much on it. As a great response from Micah Goss.
I mean, also just a great set by Carlos, putting it right in Goss's wheelhouse. That's his third kill of the night on 4 attempts.
It's easy to forget or overlook some of these other guys on UCI, but Goss, a true freshman, has made an impact. As Guinness with the response, the UCLA transfer doesn't have the size that Wesley Smith does in the middle, who's hurt right now, but brings the veteran leadership that's so important for this young Trojan squad.
He does. He really makes a lot of smart plays that you'll notice when he's on the court.
As Dylan Klein with the service error.
Something that kind of happens. When you're him who hits the ball so hard on these serves, sometimes it's going to go out the back. You're not going to get enough top spin, so it'll drop in.
Guinness, tough set. Klein able to save, but a free ball for UCI, and it finds the back line.
Yeah, that's tough, especially when you're on the receiving end. You don't really want to make that many mistakes on just giving free balls to the other side. Those points add up quickly, as we saw in the first set.
Blanchette sets Guinness off the deflection, and the kill for Sterling Foley on the outside.
That's Foley's second kill of the night, as we're able to see. I think he might have been going for hands, but he certainly was aiming toward that opposite side. We should look for him to get going more. Only 2 kills. He had 16 last game.
And a 4th service error on the Trojans. They have equaled UCI in service errors. The difference, UCI 3 aces, the Trojans without one so far. Back to serve is Heno for UCI. Rifles one off of Klein. Duker tries to use the block. UCI gets it back, but a attack error from Kiriakou. And it is USC back in front 6-5.
Yeah, Dylan Klein really ate that one right off of the number 1 on his chest. Kiriakou kind of aiming for him maybe a second time, putting it in his area, seeing if he'll go for it again.
And a service error for Duker. So back to serve is Grigoriev. Really nice dig by Dykstra, and USC takes advantage. Dylan Klein.
Huge point, I mean, from Klein. He's really come alive in this set. 4 kills, excuse me, for him. He's starting to get going.
Really nice dig. Klein, that time blocked by UCI. A roof for the Anteaters.
Yeah, it was a mix of Goss and Flexen going up there for that block. I Klein think he had a lot more time than he did, but both of them came over and certainly put the roof on.
Flexing with the serve. Klein off the block for the kill.
Moved a little quicker on that one. Aimed for hands, aimed for fingertips as well, which makes it so tough. You're able to see just outside of the reach of Kiriakou.
Already the 5th kill for Klein. And the early going. Guinness able to save it. Another look. A really nice dig by Klein. But that time, Heno, just too much.
Just if you're USC, that's too many opportunities that you're giving the Anteaters on that point. Klein just trying to get something going on one of them, sent it across, and he sent a free ball earlier in the point across. It's just not going to work against a team like UCI.
And Heno, who is the reigning National Player of the Year. All even at 8. And USC over the net. And UCI leads for the first time since it was 1-0 in this second set. Those two seniors, they're superstars. As Klein goes off the block. Heno off the block for the kill.
If you're USC, you really got to try to squash momentum on as soon as possible. It's a 3-0 scoring run for Irvine right now, but it sure feels like a lot more. They have 4 out of the last 5 points. They have everything going their way.
Heno 5 kills, flexing with 6. Blanchette looks for Duker. Nice dig by the Anteaters. And then another kill for UCI. And it's 11-8. They've scored the last 4. And watch Heno again. Just painting the back line.
There's a reason he has 24 kills, or had 24 kills on Wednesday. I mean, he hits it so hard, but he also puts it in just the perfect spots.
Mention the Frenchman who has dreams of playing professional volleyball, as into the net it goes, and a timeout for USC. UC Irvine on a 5-0 run, and they lead by 4 here in the second set. It's USC looking for an answer when we come back on Big Ten Plus.
For starters, it's 18 of the country's most iconic. It's the Vin Drum on Earth big. It's a stadium so big. Score big. And now that USC, UC, Oregon, and Washington have joined the party, it's feeling real. Matt, I'm ready. The Big Ten Network. This is big.
UCI leads USC in this second set, and it feels like, Andrew, USC needs a run right here, right now.
Yeah, I honestly think that before Jeff Nygaard maybe should have called the timeout a little bit earlier. The team was hot, but if we look briefly at our program history for USC, it's really been this past little bit that they've done so well, and they had a little bit of a gap. They had 4 NCAA titles, very similar to UCI, but theirs was in 77, 80, 88, and in 90, so that was kind of their prime, and you know, they're just getting back to that top tier level right now at this year.
A little bit before our time, Andrew.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit more than a little bit. But USC looking to get back, and they are off to a great start this season as the Trojans able to pick up the point off the service error. started 9-0 for the first time since 1991, right around that last title for the Trojans.
That's also before our time.
Well before. As Duker, UC Irvine able to save it, and then an attack error, but David Niffen has his challenge card ready.
Very similar to when Nygaard used the challenge card. Niffen goes to grab it, and he looks immediately at Henno, and I mean, Henno said he thinks.
Yeah, they're going to take a second look at this one, maybe a third. Henno was confident in the touch. The senior from France. Parents didn't go to college. They both played volleyball on the professional level. Mom played for Albania and didn't realize till late in his high school career that college was an option and reached out to UC Irvine. As they take a second look, and David Niffen told us earlier, dealt with eligibility issues. International students often do provide problems, but able to come, and what a career he has had. So we take another look. That is awfully hard to tell, Andrew.
That really is. From our angle, you really can't tell, but here's the problem. You're going to need evidence the other way, definitive evidence saying, and it was or wasn't touched, in order to turn the call around.
And there was enough evidence. David Niffen successful on the challenge.
And USC, much like the challenge before, they didn't like this one. Dylan Klein immediately going up to our head referee here, and as well as Guy Guinness making his feelings very apparent, and Jeff Nygaard not that far behind.
There's David Niffen just standing calmly on the sideline. He has no reason to complain.
He's happy.
Certainly is. Gives UCI a 13-9 edge. That serve, however, goes long.
You know, what I love about that point, even though it was just literally a service error, Johnny Dykstra immediately starts screaming and says, let's go, and gets his team ready to rumble. Down 3, they've got to get something going here quick.
Yeah, rare to see that type of leadership from a freshman. And what a block for the Trojans. They sent Nolan Flexen right back. And it's a 2-point game.
Able to see it one more time. I mean, what a play from USC to get across. Foley
and Guinness. On the other side, Henno sprays it with power and off the block and into the second row of seats.
Yeah, not a lot you can do with that one. Certainly not going to have someone going all the way out there and snagging on that second chance, and just a great play by Henno to find hands.
Klein just sends it over. Flexen into the net. He powered it through the block, but it just went into the net there. Take another look.
I don't know if it went, good play from, it was a joust, and I think that it got the last bit of Flexen as he was releasing.
A missed hit by Grigorev, still finds its way over. And the Trojans upset on the over the net call. Jeff Nygaard is arguing.
Who isn't arguing on USC team right now? Everyone's just in shock.
Not happy with that call. Take another look at it.
It was a great play from Jack Duker. I think he kind of just fakes.
Do see that net moving. always so close.
Really is. All these challenge plays, they could go either way. No matter which side it is, both teams are going to be mad.
Into the net it goes. 15-13.
Seventh service error for the Anteaters. See how USC can respond to that. There has been a lot of errors in this match so far. 12 from both teams. Make that 13.
USC with its 6th service error. Still without an ace. Here comes the serve from Grigorev. Duker powers one through for the kill. Sterling Foley back to serve. 2024 Orange County Player of the Year in high school. And a lift makes it a 1-point game.
Things starting to finally tilt toward USC's way, getting it within 1. They were struggling to get past that 3 mark, and then they were sitting at 2 for a while. But now that they're at 1, maybe a little bit of momentum toward their side. Great dig from Aitken there.
But then Heno coming for the back from the back row. And USC has closed the gap, but they have not been able to tie since UCI took that 9-8 lead here in the set.
It's number 8 for Heno. He's really having himself a night so far.
And a really great second set. This time it's Flexen to get the look. Dykstra the dig. Flexen can't save it. And Dylan Klein makes it a 1-point game.
Flexen a little bit mad at himself on that block opportunities you're going to be able to see. Back behind, he has Aitken back there. It's so hard. You don't really know where everybody is on the court sometimes, and the ball moves a little too quick to really know should I or shouldn't I.
As Klein just tries to save it over and can't do so. 18-16 UCI. Back to serve for UC Irvine. Kiriakou. And Dylan Klein, the power shot somehow. UC Irvine able to get it over, and then they're able to pick up the point.
Just absolutely eats that shot. But Joe Carlos, what a dig. I mean, are you kidding me? He gets that one back so that they're able to get the second chance. Wow.
And then Heno with the block. And the lone man there. 19-16. And Klein sends one long. 4-point UCI lead. And a timeout for USC.
Yeah, that's a good timeout from Coach Nygaard. 3-0 scoring run for UCI, and really it's to calm down Dylan Klein, realize that, yeah, I mean, he is the star guy for this USC lineup, but you have other guys. I would really love to see Sterling Foley get more involved for this team. Just because he's a freshman, that doesn't mean he doesn't play a huge role in this team. He only has 5 targets right now, 2 kills, but as we're able to see the last play here momentarily, as ball goes up toward that opposite side over where Klein likes to sit, and just a little bit long. Maybe he was going for the hands that were up in the air, but
the Trojans looking for answers. In danger of falling down 2-0. Put them in a precarious spot against the second-ranked team in the country.
You know, what's really been a problem for this Trojans right now is the second set, their hitting percentage has kind of just plummeted. and they're at 18.8 hitting percentage right now. They were up in the 4s at the end of that first, and things have kind of just gone downhill since, but they're still within 4 during this set, only down 20-16.
So here come both sides. USC needs a rally now. Down by 4. Don't want to fall down 2-0.
It's nearly impossible to reverse a sweep a team like UC Irvine. So you're right. It really is necessary to come back and win this set. That sets momentum up for the third and later. So getting back, it's just 1 point at a time. If you're USC, you can't look and think that we need 9 more. You really just have to go one at a time.
Have to go back 2 seasons to January 7th, 2023 to find the last time USC overcame a 2-0 deficit as Jack Duker picks up the kill and tries to claw USC back into it here in the second.
That's number 10 for him on the day, 16 attacks. He's hitting at 500 right now. I'm surprised they haven't gone to him a little more. You know, when someone's hitting at 500, the real question is, have you been hitting him enough? Has he gotten enough opportunities? If the answer is no, then it's...
I mean, he was so dynamic in that first set as UC Irvine answers right back, and it was Nolan Flexen,
who's had a really good first set. We haven't said his name a lot in this second. He's up to 7 kills now, 15 attempts for him. I'm surprised he hasn't made as big of an impact as he did on Wednesday.
Duker off the block, gets a second try. Trojans go to Klein for the third try, and the cross-court kill.
That one almost took us out over here, Eli. I mean, that ball is coming in hot. Here, let's see. We were ready. We were there.
I mean, I would have had the catch if my arms were as long as Dylan Klein's. Not to be. As USC has a chance here. Duker comes up with the lift, and a costly point. Jeff Nygaard pleading his case for USC.
It's always hard when you're a team, no matter in what sport, and it seems that the calls just aren't going your way. Whether they are or aren't, it's just tough as a team to bounce back and make sure that you're making the right plays and staying calm.
USC needed to have it. They get it. Marcus Olson with his first kill of the match. And it is 22-19. And now Olson goes back to serve, the senior from Cupertino, California. And gets the Trojans their first ace of the match.
Can it come at a better time either? That's the question. I mean, a great job for him. That's the third ace that he has had this season. He didn't really make that huge of an impact necessarily against them on Wednesday, but he's come out and in back-to-back points has really done a great job.
Just a well-rounded effort on Wednesday. As Flexen able to paint the floor. Big-time answer from UCI. On Wednesday, Olson had 5 kills, 3 digs, 3 blocks. Picked up an ace so far tonight, but the Trojans need it here. Don't want to be in the position where UCI will have multiple set points, but that's what Ilir Henno is looking to give them. Blanchette finds Duker. And into the net goes Duker, or make that goes UC Irvine. And USC able to pick up a much needed point. The block wasn't able to stay straight up.
Just got to take a breath if you're USC. 1 point at a time. You're within 2. I know UC Irvine only has 2 to go, but really just take a breath. You had that long run in the 5th set on Wednesday. They should be ready for this. They should know that this is going to be a battle. It's never over until it's over. Even if they go down in this set, they could bring back history and make it and come back 3-2.
Grigorev, the man to go into the net. Big time serve from Duker. Flex in, wins the joust at the top, and set point for UCI.
Yeah, if you're UCI, you just want to end it here. You don't want to give USC any signs of life whatsoever. This is the point where you want to put the dagger in.
They have 3 chances at set point. Empty on the first.
I was certainly close, though. I took a deep breath in. Grigorev almost painted that line and sent this set into the books.
Here comes USC facing a second set point. In the second. And off the block, UCI with the 2-set lead through 2. And the Anteaters 1 set away from a win on the road over number 5 USC.
Yeah, that one really hurts if you're USC. Going down 2, you're going to have to do something special here to really get back into this game. You need 2 sets to even think about a 5th set, but it's really 1 point at a time. Calm down and just take your time.
USC will need to rally down 2-0. Haven't overcome a 2-0 deficit since 2023. Can they do it? We'll find out next on Big Ten Plus. Welcome back to Galen Center. Alongside Andrew Geisler, I'm Eli Kleinman, sitting courtside here, and Andrew, USC in a tough spot, down 2-0 to number 2 UC Irvine.
Yeah, I mean, there's no stress if you're USC, though. You either do it or you don't. So we're really going to see how they want to respond. That's huge, and that sets the whole next season up. You can either get swept here or you can make this one a matchup.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights from earlier in that second set. And USC played well, but ultimately UCI just too much down the stretch. Really similar story to that first set, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, there was that 3-point gap, and USC really couldn't overcome it. They got within 2 and maybe got within 1, but they just stretched it out. And a team like UCI, if you give them the lead, they're really not going to look back. They're going to keep going. They're going to put their foot on the pedal to try to end it as fast as possible.
Take a look at our team stats after the second set. USC with just 5 less kills, but Andrew, you quickly looked at the hitting percentage. That is the big difference.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I immediately pointed at it. 418 versus 218. If you're a USC, you look at that number and you kind of cringe a little bit, because if you're getting the same amount of kills but you're hitting way less, that means you're having these opportunities, and you really need to take advantage of those, or things are going to go wrong like they are here at the Galen Center.
Third set, USC needs this one. UC Irvine would certainly like it. Pick up a sweep. You see the fans that have made the trip up from Orange County. That's where USC baseball is currently playing right now against George Washington. 12-1 in the top of the 4th inning.
Wow.
USC scored 10 runs in the first.
Wow.
Great start in their season opener. Can also catch that game on Big Ten Plus right now. Dylan Klein, the swing off the block. Blanchette sends it back to him, leaning back, and has it blocked.
Not the way you want to start this first set. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, though. You can definitely come back. It's only 1 point. Just make sure not to get in a hole. You really can't get in a hole if you're USC.
No, certainly need to get off to a really good start here in this 3rd set. Blanchette to Duker. Another kill. His 12th of the match. That's a game-leading 12 kills.
Yeah, he has really just been playing great. He was at 16 kills last match against UCI, and that went through 5 sets. So imagine if this one keeps going, what he can do today.
5+. Ended 26-24 in the 5th. And just finding the line is UCI. Big time kill from Heno. And he has 9 kills to match Flexen for the UCI lead in the match.
We knew those two were going to be the guys that were getting the majority of the reps, and they've really gone 1-1 together.
And the Anteaters claim a 3-1 lead here in the 3rd. It was a block by Heno and Grigorev. But that time, Jack Duker able to get the kill and get USC back on the board. He has really been the one thing that has been a strength for USC so far.
Yeah, I really love that they're also, USC is putting out Marcus Olson. He had a very good run there in that 2nd set, and just getting him back out there, trying to get something going for this team.
Bringing that one in. That one came right to us, Andrew.
Speaking of baseball, hopefully we get a replay of that one. You got both hands on that.
Hey, it's just reactions. It's just reactions here. One came right to us. Heno with another kill, ended double figures.
You think that one had some speed on it?
I felt it. As Blanchette, a poor pass, but USC with the block to answer back.
What a block. I mean, Jack Duker really doing everything for this team. That's only the 4th block that USC has had, which really is crazy. This team has been, for a team that's averaging almost 3 blocks a set, for UCI to only hold them to 4 so far through 2 and a little bit of change is impressive.
And a service error for USC.
It's number 7. That's just free points we're sending to the other side.
To just one ace. Blanchette feeds Tompkinson, but UCI able to handle it. Second look for the Trojans. And a kill for Duker.
Up to 14 now. I mean, for someone like him, only redshirt sophomore, really just making an impact on this team in this game and against these top-tier opponents. That's definitely something you like down the stretch if you're Jeff Nygaard.
And a poor hit. An attacking error by Flexen, and we're even at 5 in the 3rd.
Just being tied if you're USC, you've got to be happy, because hitting-wise, you haven't done exactly what you would like. So you're just at least being tied for now and trying to get to a lead at some point in this 3rd set.
Klein works off the block. Duker again.
Just keep feeding him. That's all you got to do.
He's a monster. 15 kills. And USC is a team hitting 219. Duker's hitting 440. Here comes Flex in. Rifles one through the block.
It's kill number 10 for him today, so he's in double figures. He had his first career double-double last match, which, I mean, is kind of interesting. You wouldn't necessarily expect that for someone who gets double-digit points nearly in every single game.
12 digs to go along with the 27 kills. As the Trojans with an attack error. And UCI buoys back in front. And it's Flexen on the back line, the New Mexico native. Nearly an ace. What a dig by Riley Hain. And USC comes away with the point.
That was a crazy dig. He's saying he got it off his forearm maybe there. I mean, just a great effort from him, and then USC just forcing an error.
And Nolan Flexen going to be frustrated with that one. Coming straight to him, but just caught off guard by Blanchette. Free ball for the Trojans. Blanchette to Duker. And who else with the kill?
I think they're officially on the strategy of feed Jack Duker. I really think we've gotten to that point where we're just sending it his way. As Dylan Klein really hasn't gotten an opportunity to strike in quite a bit of time.
Jack Duker has been the answer for USC and their offense. And that time off the block, it's Flexen with the kill. And Jack Duker with what matches him with his season high in just his third match of the year. That time rejected. Heno matched up with Duker.
I mean, when you keep feeding him, it's going to be about time at some point that someone like Ilir Heno is going to step up and send it back. He said no thank you on that one, got both hands up, and UCI's bench certainly loved that one.
He was a little tired of it. From Duker. As a service error by UCI ties us at 9. At one point last season in a 5-set match with BYU, Duker had 30 kills.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, you see when he gets in a flow state like this, he really just finds open floor every single time.
It's certainly true. And, I mean, theoretically, if this match were to go 5, you could be in line to get right around that total. As Goss picked up the kill, UCI back up by 1. Blanchette wants Duker. Goss with the dig. Heno met at the top. Trojans able to save. Great defense by both sides. Free ball for USC. Blanchette to Klein. Oh, what a dig by Joe Carlos. Finally, it's Olsen.
That's huge for USC to win that point. That's just absolutely massive. They got a few free balls, but to win that, if they had lost that, that hurts. They're down 2, and they just lost this marathon point, as you're able to see the ending there from Olsen.
Just the defense played by both sides in that one. UCI to keep it alive, but the Trojans had several good digs as well.
Just not giving up. It's the hustle. It's the love for the game, and they're really giving it their all here at the Galen Center.
As Dylan Klein with the service error. Well, that was what David Niffen, the head coach for UCI, really his takeaway was from that 5-set marathon on Wednesdays. Just the passion they played with going long into the 5th set. Said a match he won't long forget as Dylan Klein rips a hole through the floor.
That's kill number 8 for him today. They're going to start leaning on him a little bit more as able to see here. Look at how far he jumps back from. He just gets all the way up to the net with still a few seconds to go before he hits the ground, but
he was scraping his head on the ceiling. Marcus Olsen back to serve. Lone ace for the Trojans. And Henno rifles one off of Klein.
Yeah, that one might hurt quite a bit if you're Klein. I think that one got off the face area, and immediately he says, it's all right. We know that's not the intention, but either way, point for the Anteaters.
Yeah, he took a shot on that one. And now Henno's back to serve. Overpass. Gives UCI an opportunity. Flex in. Sends it wide. So tied at 12. Neither team has led by more than 2 in this third set so far. Duker back to serve. Flex in, off the block.
Not much you can do there if you're USC. You can only cover so much court, especially when you have 4 in front and 2 in the back. And I was just Johnny Dykstra kind of just watching that hit that back right corner. Not much he could do.
So UCI trying to take a 2-point lead, and they do.
Gotta just squash the momentum if you're USC. Realize you're still very much in this matchup, 1 point at a time, 1 set at a time.
Need this point. Don't want to go into the break down 3.
No, that would be bad.
Duker. What a dig. Blanchette. Duker again. UCI with fantastic defense. And then an attack error. Asking for a challenge is Riley Hain. He's going to get it. They're going to look for a touch.
I mean, he was right next to me. Coach Nygaard didn't really even think about it. His players just said challenge. He was like, okay, and walks over and hands over that green card. I mean,
this feels like one of those challenges you not only want to use because your player feels confident, but just one of those momentum changes that you need here in this third set.
Exactly. It's use it or lose it. I mean, if it's a chance and you have a chance to stay within 2 before we go to this break, you've got to do it.
It looks like there might be a touch, but man, it is so hard. Ball moves so fast. They're going to be looking to see if they can see if the ball changes direction, if the fingertips move backwards.
I mean, how though? Like it's such a hard thing to see. So hard to overturn calls like these, especially when you already have some sort of, I'm not going to say bias, but like you've seen it one way. It's hard to see it a different way.
Take a look a little bit slower, thanks to our fantastic crew working 2 games tonight with baseball going on as well. See if we can. It feels like it's a possibility, but man, Andrew, maybe it's just my eyes, but I certainly can't tell.
You got a coin that we can flip? I mean, it's just, so close. You can go either way. It really can.
Intuitively, it feels like the ball is at the height of the fingertips, but I just can't tell if it actually touches someone for UCI. We're about to get the call. There was a touch.
So challenge goes USC's way.
First challenge that Jeff Nygaard has won. He's 1 for 2 on the challenges so far. Riley Hain back to serve. USC down 1. Can they use the challenge to take the momentum back in this third set? And 4 contacts called. Goss couldn't get a clean hit, and we're tied at 14.
There you go. I mean, that shows that challenge, what a difference it can make. You're going in, you might be down 3, but a successful challenge really now just brings you either within 1 or up 1.
I was about to say, instead of down 3, up 1 would feel a whole lot different. They will be down 1 thanks to kill number 13 for Nolan Flexen. And UCI up 1, 15-14 here in the third. 10 points away from the match. USC trying to hang on in this third set and force a fourth. We'll find out if the Trojans can do it right after this break on Big Ten Plus.
It's not just a helmet, it's a symbol of pride, forged from grit, sacrifice, and strength. Proudly resting on the shoulders of warriors, steeped in history, but focused on the future. Inspiring the belief that this year could be the year. Proudly boasting battle scars and badges of achievement, rising high to victory. So come on, strap in, ball out, and fan up, because this is big.
Jack Duker has been USC's best answer on offense. Andrew, just dominant so far through 2.5 sets.
Yeah, he has 16 kills already today. He had 16 last game. Able to see him here. I mean, he's still playing so good. Hitting 367 right now. Think about it. He's averaging on this season 41% hitting. That means he's not even playing his best volleyball right now. That's wild for me even to think. He's had the opportunities, and he's just letting it fly so far.
And just his third match back, 16 kills, which matches his output on Wednesday in 5 sets. But it's Dylan Klein with the swing. Topples over, and UCI has it. Flexen powers one off of Blanchett.
He just kind of sits at the back row and waits for his opportunities, and all of a sudden, bam, he gets it. I mean, he just comes out of nowhere, able to see, and just finds Planchett's hands on that left side, just kind of aiming it over that direction, knowing there's so many less people.
Chance for UCI to take the largest lead of the set. Really nice job by Dykstra to save. Dylan Klein answers the bell.
You're right, great job from Dykstra to get in there, knowing that's his role, to get down there and dig that one out and set someone up for a good job just as a freshman. Seeing that as a senior, you've got to get some sort of hype, got to get something going, as USC's back within 1, just can't get rid of that 1-point deficit.
And a big-time power kill for Kiriakou. And UCI back up 2. They haven't swept the Trojans since 2018. Looking to do that here tonight. Now just 8 points away. Kiriakou to serve. Blanchett to set. Klein to swing. And a kill for Klein. Starting to pick it up into double digits. 10 kills on the day. And the Trojans needing him now. He is coming up big.
I was just about to say, out of this timeout, we've seen Klein with a lot more of the attacks. Picture this. 59 of the total attacks of UFC have either been through Duker or Klein. That's crazy. They're just feeding him over and over again.
As Heno with the kill on the cross-court attack. But you're right, USC's offense is primarily going through Duker and Klein, and UCI's offense primarily going through Flexen and Heno.
Yeah, 46 out of 82 between those two guys.
And a block by UCI, and then Jeff Nygaard, man, saving us. Ball was heading straight our way. Jeff Jeff Nygaard with that right hand. But what a block by Joe Carlos. And it's 19-16 UCI. Blanchette. Duker rolls it over.
What a play by him. Decides instead of going with power, he's going to go with finesse. He knows the other guys are expecting something with a lot of power coming at him, but kind of just lost this one over and right against the forearm elbow area. Not much you can do if you're UCI to really turn that one back.
So Klein to serve. And long, another service error. 9th for USC.
Yeah, that was, I looked over immediately toward Jeff Nygaard. That was a very long blink he had. Just trying to process. You've got to just get it in the court right now if you're USC, because you're just letting up runs like this, and now they're down 4, and now you're in a hole, and there's the timeout from Nygaard. Just things all of a sudden snowballing out of control for USC.
Grigorev, the solo block, and UCI is up by 4 on the precipice of a sweep over the Trojans here at Galen Center.
We had no music for a second, and it was dead silent here. Dead silent. The people across the court could have heard us talking. That's just that 4-point up 4 UCI. It's really going to be tough for USC to get back into this game. Again, just 1 point at a time. Just calm down.
Here, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. Things do not get much easier for UCI. David Niffen said his schedule's tough, and you just take a look. He faces 3rd-ranked UCLA next week, and then in Big West action, a pair at Hawaii who are also in the top 5.
Yeah, you get Aiden Rigg to go home. He's from Hawaii, so you'll be able to play at Hawaii in those two. That's always fun. You go home, and a lot of these guys, are from California, 13 in fact, and looking at USC, their upcoming schedule, they got 2 against Vanguard and then BYU. I mean, we talked about them when we were going through Jack Duker, and what'd you say, 30 he had?
30 kills. Think he goes to Provo and his eyes get big. Sees the team he had. A fantastic performance against last season. And then USC will face Penn State. Duker off the block. And the Trojans with no answers except for the fact that UCI went over the net. They had the block, but it was when Grigorev came down, he hit the bottom of the net.
Good job from Riley Hain to even get that much of a power on that. He was fading away, almost falling backwards while he was hitting that one.
Trojans need a rally. What a dig by Blanchette. Duker, though, has it sent away, but then over the net again.
1 point at a time, just slowly chisel away at this lead. They've got it within 2 now. Now we're just playing volleyball. We don't have a big lead. We're able to see one more time on that one from Duker. 18 kills he's up to now.
Olsen to serve. Heno with the swing. And this time, USC goes into the net. It's a net party here late in the 3rd. And UCI back up by 3. Needing just 3 to close it out. Elier Heno to serve. Duker. The mile-high set. And then USC with the kill. Thanks to Riley Hain.
The assist from Duker there, but Hain started to get a little bit more involved as we're going down this stretch here.
So 2-point game. Trojans need everybody right now. Grigorov off the block. Blanchette finds Duker. Sent right back. Kiriakou with the block.
When you feed them 35 times, there's going to be multiple when everyone goes over there for the block. And Kiriakou gets his hands up, and then Grigorov as well, both there, and just stuffs that one.
2 points away. USC answers right back. Dylan Klein coming down Broadway.
Yeah, that's a big answer. Dylan Klein, can't believe I'm saying he's already a junior, but that's just a huge answer for him. A veteran-like play to get from the back row and just finish it off. He hasn't had his best night. Even though he's at 11 kills, he's really just helping his team out late in this third set.
USC needs the defense, but it's Kiriakou who sets up match point for UCI. He has taken over as of late, and Nolan Flexen back to serve for the match. Flexen rolls one over. Blanchette. Klein. USC has to keep it alive. And here's the chance for UCI. Kiriakou couldn't keep it on the line, and USC holds off match point number 1. But it's match point number 2 if David Niffen cannot find a successful challenge to finish it off.
As you were saying it, I was watching the replay. That one is going to be really close. We thought we had a few close ones last time. Oh, this is another one. We're going to have to talk through it here, Eli.
All right, Andrew, I will let you dissect this one.
It was a huge hit, from the net, but does it get the back line? Oh, I think it might. I think it's in the paint for basketball.
Let's take another look in a second. We're coming back quickly. It was reversed. It is in. It's a sweep for UCI. And number 2 picks up 2 wins over USC. They finish it off 25-21 in set number 3.
My key for the match for UCI was get ready for the marathon. Apparently we were just doing a 100-meter dash today. That's my bad on that 3-set finish for UCI. That's huge with their confidence coming off of. They've gone to a long game against a team like USC that's very, very good, and they finished them out the second time very quickly. So that gives them a lot of experience heading on forward into this later spring semester and in their season. That helps them out a huge amount.
A statement win for number 2. That wraps things up. UC Irvine with the sweep over USC. And we take a look at some of the highlights from tonight. It's UC Irvine over USC here from Galen Center. For Andrew Geisler, I'm Eli Kleinman saying good night here on Big Ten Plus.